All right, another day, another dollar to spend here on Peak Monsters, Splinterlands. Well, the price feed for DEC is way up, 9.3 mark here. Let's use DEC. I mean, it could continue to go up. Just as a way of a side note, that's about 7 to 9% of all DEC and all vouchers, I think, respectively, on those numbers will be burned because of the Lux Vega sale. All right, but I'm trying a few other little tools, and I want to show you what's coming up on Peak Monsters. Maybe tomorrow. This little number right here, 145 rented, 227 rented, uh, will be on there in the rental YROA column. I believe this column is primarily for premium. Actually, can't remember. If you see the column. If you don't see the column and you're not there, then maybe you should get premium. There's a lot of things that we're doing with it too. So I'm trying out a new compare page. So over here on compare, and then we go here to low price versus low BCX because, well, first of all, I went looking at what I normally do, which is the price above burn, and I'm going to turn off Chaos Legion, and we're seeing it's getting very close to burn. There is still an error from Splinterlands, nothing we can presently fix on the Bonesmith. So, but the Basilisk, any of these rare reward cards are really close to burn price, and it's really quite awesome. So, if you see anything at 0.02, that basically means, I mean, you're going to get a card that's worth 100 and what 20 DEC if you were to burn it, and how much does it cost? 22 DEC. So the risk between the two, like you're going to spend 22.5 DEC, but if worst comes to worst, you're going to be able to burn it later for 20 DEC. So in the meantime, I bet you could use it to earn 2 DEC 2.5 DEC at some point. So I'm definitely going after all the ones that are 2 cents and maybe a few that are more. Let's look at this though. To give you a perspective, there's a 42% return on asset. And that doesn't even include the fact that you can return the asset, burn the asset for 100, in this case 100 DEC, and you're spending 112. So you really only need to earn 12 DEC. And there are 1,900 of these cards being rented out. And if you would like a reminder of how this works, we're going to open up another, so I don't lose this page, we're going to open up another compare page. We'll give that a moment. It should be, yeah, it's like, it shouldn't take that long. But we are on the beta site, which is a different server, kind of a slower one. So let's go to active rentals to give you an idea of what's going on here. I'm just going to do the rare cards and the modern ones. All right. So where are we? We were looking at which card? Twilight Basilisk. Now, we use the YROA with the average, and the average is 2.2. Oh, what are we looking at here? Level 2. So we need to go to level 2. All right. So Twilight Basilisk 0.13 is the average. Now, it's even better because if you list at 80th percentile, it's 0.15. So let me show you what's going on here. You listed for 0.15, 0.13. Let's open it back up. All right. And you times 0.15 by 365, or let's say 0.13. 0.13 times 365 is 47 DEC, and you only spent 112 DEC to get it. So you'll get 47 in a year's time. Obviously, prices can go up and down, and it's already worth 100 to begin with. So in a year's time, you should have 147 worth of DEC, and you've only spent 112. In fact, how long to get the 12 DEC? 0.13, let's say 12.58 is the extra DEC, and we're going to divide that by 0.13. So you got 90 days to basically, you'll have earned back everything. Of course, prices can change, and it looks like different levels have different benefits. So, all right, I am going to click this, which, if you don't recall, is a new feature that adds that number over here, which is obviously way more important when you click something like this, and I'll just do it for your benefit. Put 756, little spinner comes up, and now they are all in that column, and I'll do it. I'm going to have to confirm a couple of transactions because the Hive blockchain basically limits it to about 150 cards per transaction, because these transactions have quite a bit of data in each related to each card. So there we go. There was one method of kind of going through things. Looks like a lot of these other ones are at 0.021. Which ones are you most interested in? Venari Crystal Smith, even though it's a little bit more expensive at 0.026, still perhaps a good option. Let's look at the rental. So even at a misleveled, because I believe it's 40. Yep. So they have a 41 BCX, so it's like a little extra on the cost. Not much. You're still getting a 32% return, and it's 260 rented, which isn't, level 5s aren't like the best, because usually it's like silver is at level 4, gold is at level 6, so 5 is kind of that in between area. But still, look at it, 32%, 34%. So these still seem like a pretty decent option. Now, between 5, you go up a level to where it's good at gold league, and you get 626 rented. And this is just 1 cent more, which is pretty substantial at prices. Sorry, 0.01 cent more. But at these low costs, that's a decent percentage higher, but still 28%. So I'm going to throw both of these 20 or 0.026 cards into the shopping cart as well. So I believe you've seen me go through all of this. Is that, I would assume. I'm going to look at just gold cards now and see what the difference is on number rented, of course. Look at the price difference here. It goes up. It has a decent jump, 24%. But when you get down to a level 3, there's just more, 141 versus 29 of those rented. So it seems like pretty good deal. So I'm actually going to throw that one in the cart as well. So that's how you would go. And then I would, I'm curious about Chaos Legion because as DEC goes up, perhaps that means that, well, obviously the cost of buying the packs goes up. And does that mean that the price of cards go up? Well, if they do, then maybe this is a good opportunity to jump in there. So let's look at one of these low ones, right? So there's 2,500 of these 1 BCX rented, 42%. I mean, it just seems like a great idea when you compare 2,500 versus 25, and it's a higher percentage. And I don't know, just seems like a good deal. So I'm going to throw some of those in there. All right, that's one way of looking through the market. Recently, I've been wondering about low price versus low BCX. See if there's any good opportunities. So we're going to unclick gold and unclick rare and see what all we have in here. So this savings when you're buying combined multi-BCX cards is basically what this compare is showing you. So if you're buying one at a time, it's 0.183 per card. But if you're buying them kind of leveled up, you kind of got a 32% discount. So let's take a look. What's the deal here? Are we going to find some interesting YROAs? Because the assumption is they're not just multi-combined. You're going to see a lot of max level cards in here as well. So what happens here with the Chaos Agent, and does it get better at different rates? No. Look, the best YROA, and you still got a decent amount. You know, you got more rented at the top than you do at level 8. And I mean, you can look at the stats and go, well, they got Backfire in there and one more health. So it kind of is going to help the people in the Champion League, in the Diamond League. So I think I'm going to throw like a good idea. There's no way I'm not gonna like sweep the floor and get the rest of these. I'm just gonna grab one um, and kind of keep moving on to show you guys some other possibilities. Hey, I had a pause in the computer. Something happened. Give me a second to... All right, still seems like it's going. All right, we're going to click that. And we're going to look at the next opportunity, 30% drop on the Regal Periton. 30%. Now you can go down here, pay 11 cents more per, but the level 4s seem to be doing really well. Level 2s seem to be doing really, really well. Man, kind of makes me want to get this one that's 42 cents each. Well, if I'm thinking about the 40 cents each, right down, I need to pause this for a second. All right, back. Here we are. I'm going to look at this gold card. Seems pretty interesting, but 7 BCX gold card. Not sure, 20% return. Look at the dollar difference between these two. You know, there's only 18 of level 5s being rented. We've already discussed that level 5 is not like an optimal one. You want like a 4 or a 6. It has a lot more rented. Um, yeah. So I think I'm going to skip that one. Deep Lurker's an interesting one. I know it's a pretty valuable card to play with from what I remember. 140 of them being rented at the 10 level with a 43 I'm gonna go for it. Even at 60 or $76, 43%. There is a decent gap here from 19 to 19.4. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good amount difference. So, all right, Goblin Psychic, 17%. Definitely not like the 30s and 40s. We've been looking at 28. Now look at this. It's just so hard to. I'm not sure what to think. It just may be nice to kind of like sweep the floor of all of these like really heavily discounted combined cards, you know? But let's see what we got. I may come back to the Mycelic Infantry, 24%, $52. Um, Not bad. All right, another pause here on the computer. I definitely need to end this recording and upload it and maybe just do a part two a little bit later with some other tips. 20%, 60 BCX. It's just all right. I'm not sure about it. Time Mage, 46%. That's pretty good. 46%. Let's throw it in the cart. All right, so we're buying $193, 207,000 DEC. Yeah, it's just a good time to be buying cards with the DEC as high as it presently is. So we're going to be throwing those. We just hit confirmed, and then we'll just get them out rented. So if we go to my cards, I'm just going to look at regular roll, smaller font. All right, let's see what cards are rentable, which is very clickable these days, and I like to sort them by CP, and I like to make sure any of these that have this other color and this number right here that I upgrade them before I rent them out. I want them to be right at the perfect point. Renting a lot of cards. All right, I'm going to refresh so that that one shows up as a higher level. All right, now I'm going to select a ton of cards. I'm going to stop here because that's one that need to be level up as well. So going to grab the 71. I'm going to hit rent. I'm going to set them as an aggressive price. Shut down some apps on the computer or something like that. All right. Oh, there we go. So let's just list it below market price for now. And I do like to look at some of these ones where the 1000 CP per DEC. I would prefer to not have them rented quite that high. Low market though is $12.99. It's just reward cards have a very high amount. You but I am not going to do that now. That's fine. So it looks like I'll be adding hopefully another 880 a day. We're going to hit confirm. And one thing I wanted to show is the non-beta site where I have the ARPA. So auto rental pricing adjuster. So things are a little bit slow. So I have premium. That means I can use the auto rental pricing adjuster, and I'll show you my settings. So I'm aiming for the 80th percentile, but I'm not going to cancel on people even if they're lower than the 80th percentile, even by 50%, which is a huge amount, So I'm very just go ahead and price them to the 50th percentile. That's how that works. And this account is working with 2,100 cards. So thought I would show you what's going on there. So the same thing is happening in this account with the non-gold foil cards. So I've just added them to the 80th percentile, and it will just kind of like check and see, oh, it hasn't been rented for 24 hours. Let's reprice it. Or as pricing on the market adjusts itself as it goes up. Then you could watch twice as many of these videos, right?